Last year we were super fortunate and just so happened to be back in Japan for the return of the Sapporo Snow Festival. Some context, it's the first year they brought back the magical snow festival after 2 whole years of cancellation. I'm looking at you, COVID. But rejoice. The Sapporo Snow Festival is back to its regular annual schedule, so I thought it'd be a great time to share our own experience at the festival and perhaps tell you any information that you might want to know before you go to the Snow Festival for yourself. We're going to make this guide as evergreen as possible, so it'll continue to be useful in the future years too. But if there are any major changes or any updates to the information, we'll add them in the description box below. The Sapporo Snow Festival is one of Japan's major winter festivals and is held in, you guessed it, Sapporo, the capital of Hokkaido. Being so far north, the island of Hokkaido experiences much colder climates than the rest of Japan and sees massive snowfalls every year. Fun fact, Sapporo is one of the snowiest cities in the world, seeing an annual snowfall of around 600 centimeters. And yes, snowiest is a word. I had to check it myself too. All this snow is what makes the Sapporo Snow Festival possible, but also what makes it really, really special. As you walk around Sapporo, you'll find all these beautiful, meticulously crafted snow sculptures, ranging from the teeny tiny to absolutely colossal ones. It's impressive how much effort they put into each one of these sculptures. And it's not just the snow sculptures. They also put on music performances, 3D light projection shows, winter snow activities for people to participate in, and so much more. Honestly, it was so much fun. The previous event in 2023, that's the one that we attended, saw about 1.75 million people attend. That number's even more impressive when you consider the fact that it was the first year the festival was returning after a 2-year pause, on top of the fact that it was a much muted affair because there were still some COVID measures and safety procedures in place at the time. In 2024 and onwards, we're expecting a full return to the festival. But how did this wonderful snow festival come to be? Well, to understand this, we need to rewind back to 1950 on a cold February day in Sapporo. Much like other February days before it, the people of Sapporo woke up and started shoveling the snow around the streets and around their homes. The people that live in Sapporo needed to get to work, they need to go to the shops, the kids need to go to school. Basically, they need to resume their normal life again, so they have to shovel away all that snow. And where do they put the snow? They put it all in Odori Park. So all the snow that was collected from all the different homes and from the streets was dumped into Odori Park, which is the central park in the city. And this was normal. This is what happened year in, year out until 1950, when a group of middle and high school students saw the accumulation of snow and saw it as an opportunity to have fun. So what they basically did was they saw the snow and they built 6 snow sculptures to display to the people of Sapporo. And not only that, the remaining snow that was left over, they left it there and they organized a massive snowball fight. And to attract more people, they also set up carnival stalls too. So this was like a cool event that students were putting on for the people of Sapporo. You would think this probably attracted a few other students from other neighborhoods to join in on the fun. You couldn't be more wrong. What ended up happening was 50,000 people attended the event in the end. Can you imagine that? You and your friends decide to organize a party in the park and 50,000 people decided to turn up. The event captivated the people of Sapporo. Instead of seeing the snow as just an everyday nuisance, it was a beautiful opportunity to celebrate something that makes their city so special. The event went on to become an official city festival for the city of Sapporo. Isn't it fun knowing one of the major winter festivals in the world, by the way, started because a group of students just wanted to have fun in the snow? Now, let's talk about the festival specifics. The Sapporo Snow Festival 2024 kicks off on February the 4th and lasts for 8 days, running until February the 11th. If you're watching this sometime in the future and it's no longer 2024, then we'll most likely have updated the dates in the description box below. There are 3 venues to the festival. The main one's located in Odori Park. Yes, that's the same one that the students started the whole thing from. It's located right in the heart of the city and stretches for 12 blocks, so it's pretty hard to miss. It's here you'll find most of the amazing snow sculptures, live music and market stalls. Getting to Odori Park is super easy. You can either catch the subway from Sapporo Station and get off at Odori Station. Pretty simple. But you can also walk from Chikaho, which is the underground passageway that connects Sapporo Station all the way to Susukino. Along the way, you'll find these exits and one of them just pops straight out at Odori Park. What's really cool about the Chikaho is that you're underground, you're warm, you're away from the snow, you're dry. It's just the perfect way to explore Sapporo. Venue number 2 is going to be located in the entertainment district of Susukino. So this is where all the bars are, all the barbecue places are, the karaoke places. It's basically where you go to have fun. But they organized Ice World there. So this is where they're going to put all the different ice sculptures from the festival. It's pretty easy to get there, so if you're taking the subway, it's just one station down from Odori, or you can also take the Chikaho underground passageway because that ends right at the start of Susukino. There are shops and restaurants down there as well, so as you're making your way from Sapporo Station to Susukino, you can do a little bit of shopping, you can stay warm. It's just a really great way to get there. The last of the 3 venues is located at the Sapporo Community Dome, also known as the Su Dome. This is the only venue that we don't have personal experience with because they cancelled this venue in 2023. It is back for 2024 and we expect it to be back for other years as well. But it's really unfortunate for us because we heard this is the venue that's perhaps going to be the most fun. In previous years, they set up massive snow slides when you go to snow tubing on. You can do snow rafting there. We heard there was zip lining before, snow mazes for you to explore. So if you do go and experience it for yourself, please let us know in the comments how it was. We'd love to hear your experience. Oh, almost forgot. Unlike the other 2 venues, Su Dome is a little bit trickier to reach. You need to get the subway to Sakaimachi Station, and from there it's 15-minute walk down one road. If you don't feel like walking, there are shuttle buses that operate from Sakaimachi Station as well. Right, let's get on to some useful tips for you when you go to Sapporo yourself or when you visit the Sapporo Snow Festival. Right off the bat, 100% you need to dress appropriately for the weather. Sapporo is very cold in February. Average temperatures is about -3 degrees and it often snows and it's often windy. The entire Sapporo Snow Festival is located outside, so you're spending a lot of time out in the cold, so you want to be dressed appropriately for that. Otherwise, you're not going to have so much fun. Layer up with long thermals, jumper, down jacket, waterproof coats, scarves, beanies, gloves. Do not be cold because it's not going to be so much fun if you are. Also, the roads around Sapporo during that time can be very icy. They do a really good job of gritting places, but often there's a buildup of ice where there's been some melted snow and that's just frozen over basically. So our biggest tip for you is to buy some crampons. Some crampons you can just attach to your shoes. You can pick these up when you're in Sapporo at Konbinis. Should cost about 2,000 yen. They are a lifesaver. It just makes walking a million times easier. You're not trying to balance like penguins all the time. Slipping over hurts. I slipped over a couple of times at the festival. You can pick up some specialty boots whilst you're in Sapporo. They have these shoes where basically you have spikes on the shoes and you can like retract them and flip them out when you need them. They're basically more convenient, but crampons did a really good job and it's way cheaper as well. Second tip, Sapporo is home to some amazing restaurants that serve up local delicious food. So don't just fill up at the festival itself. Leave some space in your tummy for some food at the restaurants. We could make an entire video of our food recommendations in Sapporo, but for now, I'll just run down some of my personal favorites. Again, I'm going to butcher these names, so I'm just going to read it off a list. We have miso ramen at Ajino Sanpei. This is a restaurant that is credited with the birth of miso ramen. So the story goes that they had a drunk customer come in that asked for noodles in his miso soup. It was so delicious that they decided to just make it a creation, and that is the birth of miso ramen. So you can still go to this restaurant today and the ramen is delicious. Second restaurant I've got on the list is Genghis Khan at Genghis Khan Jutetsu. So Genghis Khan is basically barbecue grilled lamb / mutton dish. It's grilled on a special hot plate and it's absolutely delicious. Why is it called Genghis Khan? Which is the name of the Mongolian warrior ruler. The rumors are anyway, people in Sapporo used to think that the Mongolian soldiers used to eat a lot of lamb. That's basically it. Third food to try and restaurant to go to is soup curry at Soup Curry Garaku. Again, I hope I'm not butchering that. Soup curry is delicious. We have it every time we're in Sapporo, and Soup Curry Garaku is well known to be one of the best places to try it. Queues are massive for this place, so if you go and you find the queues too big, you can try Soup Curry King, I think it's called. That's also a really amazing place to try, also delicious, and the queue usually isn't as big. It's still big, but isn't as big because there's a few venues dotted around Sapporo. With all of these restaurants, do expect there to be queues because during the festival period there's a lot more people in Sapporo, so you do want to make sure you're getting to these places earlier because you're gonna have to queue up. Some honorable mentions include Ramen Ichi. So this is a small standing ramen bar, pretty new. It's run by a student, which is really impressive, and he runs the whole place himself. He serves up some delicious ramen. I don't think it's miso ramen or a local specialty, but the ramen he serves is some of the best we've had in the whole of Japan. And the other one is Kino Toya Bake, and they serve these baked cheese tarts that uses the Hokkaido milk to make the cheese, and it also serve up Hokkaido ice cream as well. These two things are glorious, like you have to try it. Hopefully those are some good recommendations for you to try when you're in Sapporo. Tip number 3 is don't spend all your time at the Snow Festival. There's other things to do in Sapporo. So I mentioned there are some really great restaurants you can try, but there are also activities and things to do as well. So some recommendations include going to the TV Tower, which is also located in Odori Park. That actually gives you a really nice overview down onto the Snow Festival. Some other things include the Sapporo Beer Museum. So you get to do a tour of the brewery. Sapporo beer is one of my absolute favorites in Japan. What makes it really special in Sapporo, they serve a very special edition of Sapporo beer there that you can't get anywhere else besides in Hokkaido. It's called Sapporo Classic, and it tastes so much better than the one you find internationally and other parts of Japan. So when you're in Sapporo or when you're in Hokkaido, do make sure you try Sapporo Classic. Another really fun thing to do is take the ropeway up to Mount Moiwa. We didn't do this on our winter trip to Sapporo. We did this on an earlier trip, but the view should be even better when the scenery is all covered in snow. So basically, Mount Moiwa is a nearby mountain to Sapporo. It's still part of Sapporo city, but you can get a ropeway that takes you to the top and then gives you a panoramic view of the sea, the mountains, the city. It's stunning. I'll flash up a picture for you to see that we took from there. But yeah, it's really easy to get up there. Take the ropeway. There is a hiking trail that you can take to go up. I'm not 100% sure if it's opened in the winter. I assume it probably is, but don't do it unless you're very geared because you're going to be walking through the snow, don't forget. For day trips, so if you're looking to venture a little bit further out Sapporo, you have places like the Hill of the Buddha. That's a really unique place. So it's a Buddha statue that sits inside a hill. It's designed by Japanese architecture Tadao Ando. Rather strangely, it's located in a cemetery area. There's also a replica of Stonehenge and the Easter Island head statues there as well, so it's a really peculiar place, but it's worth going. It takes about an hour to get there. Another place I recommend going to is Jozankei Onsen for a day trip. It's the nearby onsen. Again, it's still part of Sapporo, but the onsen there is amazing, I've heard. We've not yet been. It's on our list of things to do the next time we're back in Sapporo. So that's a really, really good experience for a day trip. The last day trip I recommend is probably going to Otaru. So this is like the next town across. It's a port town. You can get a train straight there, and it's a really charming port town. The canal area is beautifully preserved. It's a really nice place to just walk around. They also have the Otaru Light Path Festival. Again, we didn't have time to go experience this ourselves, but basically they light up the canal area with floating candles and snow candles. It's just magical. The food there is also amazing, so really, really worth going to, and it just, again, takes an hour train to get there and go back as well. So yeah, add that to your list of things to do. And that's it for the video. So hopefully you got some useful information for your own trip to Sapporo Snow Festival. If there's anything you feel like we've missed out, do let us know in the comments. We'll try and add as much information in the comment section below, or perhaps in the description box as well. That way you guys are getting the most information. We have done a write-up on our blog as well, so if there's anything we've missed out, you can go to the blog and read it up there, because we'll be updating that as much as possible. We also have links to stuff on there as well if you want more information. But yeah, for now, I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.